A few days ago, Furukawa, the president of Nintendo, stated on Twitter that they'll be making an announcement about the successor to the Nintendo Switch within this fiscal year, which is cool to know in and of itself, but enough people have talked about that already. Nintendo's fiscal year ends in March, so the absolute latest we'll know about the Switch 2 is March of 2025. So that's nice knowing that we have an official announcement from Nintendo regarding that. But what I want to talk about today is these leaks that have come out since then. This information comes from Centro Leaks, which is the biggest source of Pokemon leaks, rumors, and news on Twitter. And they're not really just saying that. I've been following this account for a while now, and they actually do have a pretty good track record of accurately predicting video game news and publishing leaks that actually are real leaks, not just fakes or rumors or whatever. So the first thing they've stated here is that the Nintendo Switch 2 will have 12 gigabytes of RAM, which I think sounds pretty realistic. My gaming computer has 16 gigs, the PS5 has 16 gigs, but the PS4 only had 8 gigs, and I imagine the Switch 2 is going to be about on par with the PS4 as far as power goes, maybe just a little bit better. The second thing they've stated here is that it will have 256 gigabytes of internal storage, which also makes sense given Nintendo's track record. On other consoles, that would be like one game, because the games are so massively bloated on PS5 and Xbox Series whatever. But Nintendo games have always been a little more optimized, or at least had slightly better compression. So 256 gigs of internal storage should be plenty. You can probably get a 1 or 2 terabyte micro SD card and stick it in there to expand your storage. And then you should have plenty of space for your games. The third thing they've stated, and they've worded this terribly, I don't know if this was a typo or what, but it says, "Seems like both the console will include a built-in microphone and thus maybe controllers too?" So I'm assuming what they're saying here is that both the console and the controllers are suspected to have built-in microphones. And that's kind of cool. I think some of the more fun DS minigames had some really good microphone functionality in them. Like some of the minigames in Mario 64 DS and WarioWare. I don't know, there's always fun stuff they can do with the microphone. I don't know if they need it in both the console and the controllers, but I don't know, who knows what Nintendo's got cooking. They could probably come up with some cool ideas for that. They say here in their next post that the trustworthiness rating of this leak is 9 out of 10. This information comes from official sources that are tracking shipments happening between component suppliers Nvidia and Nintendo. This is very likely completely accurate. So that's cool. They follow that up by saying RAM is specifically LPDDR at 5x. I don't know what that means, but they say that yes, this will be considerably more powerful than a PS4. That surprises me. I thought it would be on par with the PS4. Ex-user Enaxes replies, "Unless Nvidia has some magic up their sleeve, it's not going to be as powerful as the Series S, but given some of the games that got ported to the current Switch, I wouldn't worry about its power." Centro Leaks replies with, "They actually kinda do have some magic in their sleeves. It's called DLSS. DLSS is apparently Deep Learning Super Sampling technology, developed by Nvidia, the graphics card manufacturer. They say it is a revolutionary breakthrough in AI graphics that multiplies performance." So I'm obviously not a very techie guy, but that sounds pretty cool. If they can get near the PS5 as far as graphical power goes, with just having hardware that's as good as the PS4, that's pretty cool. They follow that up with, "That's why comparisons are so hard, as current consoles don't have that enormous benefit. In terms of raw power, it won't be close to current consoles, but thanks to DLSS, the final output/performance will be closer than you expect." That's interesting. It won't be close, but it'll be closer than you expect. That's a funny way of wording it. Will we get native 4K support? Yes. That's surprising too, and like how confidently they said that, just a straight out yes. I don't expect the Switch 2 to have 4K support, and they don't say anything to back this up here. Maybe that's what DLSS is for. Maybe it uses some kind of upscaling to make a 1080p resolution 4K or something. I don't know. And then there's just one more post I wanted to take a look at here that says, "Based on leak parts, here's a 2-scale mock-up of the Switch 2 size compared to the OG Switch and Steam Deck." So I guess this is it in the middle here. This is the current Switch, and this is the Steam Deck down here. So you can see the Switch 2 is expected to be, it looks about halfway between the Switch and the Steam Deck, which I think is reasonable. I definitely prefer the form factor of the Switch over the Steam Deck. It's a lot comfier to hold, a lot lighter, and even though it's huge, it can still fit in some of my jeans pockets. The Steam Deck, there's no way. It's massive. It's got a really nice screen because of that and looks beautiful when I'm playing it in bed or whatever, but the Switch is just so much more portable. So if we get something in between, I don't know. I mean, most people aren't going to be putting the Switch in their pocket anyway, so it makes sense to have something a little bigger. I don't think it has to be this small necessarily. And it will be nicer having a slightly bigger screen. I'm just really curious how heavy it's going to be, because that heaviness, when it's something portable like this, can make a huge difference. I feel like the Steam Deck is just maybe slightly too heavy for a portable console. It's still pretty comfortable, but you know, if you're playing it for an hour or 2 or 3, it can be a little uncomfortable to hold. The Switch 2 might just be in that sweet spot. I don't know, we'll see. But what do you think? Do you think these leaks are accurate? Is this what you want to see in the Switch 2? Are you excited for the Switch 2? Do you think it'll be called the Switch 2 or something else? Let me know in the comments. And if you stuck around this long and want to talk more about Nintendo Switch and whatever, join the Discord. I'll leave a link in the description below. Thanks for watching.